Hello team, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video where I'm going to discuss the best way of making it through basic training, okay, the new soldier academy. So you're looking at joining the British Army, you've done your application form, you've gone through all the tests, you've done the assessment centre, you've been given a date, and you're now going to arrive at training, whether that's Winchester, Purbright, Catterick or Harrogate. Even for officers going through Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, you can use these tips as well. I joined September 2006. I think the first day was 10th September 2006, and I went through the Army Foundation College, 16 years old and 3 months fresh out of school. And that first few weeks was a massive shock and awe. A lot of people, you go through having your own room at home, maybe sharing with one sibling. Your parents do a lot for you. You've got freedom. You go out, do whatever you want, possibly. To then turning up to training, you get put in a 12-man room with 11 other guys or girls. You've got to wake up at 6 o'clock every morning, sometimes a little bit earlier. You're working all the way through to 10 o'clock at night. You do your day's work till 5, you have dinner, and then you're cleaning the block, cleaning the room, you're ironing kit, you're doing locker layouts, ready for the room inspection that happens every day for the first 6 weeks. And it's a massive culture shock, massive lifestyle shock. The best thing I can obviously advise for this is just stick with it. It is going to be hard, it's going to be tough, it's going to be something that you're not used to. But remember, everyone else in that room, everyone else in that platoon, that company who arrived on the same time as you are going through the exact same thing. Right? The majority of people will be struggling, no matter their age. So, first point of call: speak to people in your section, see how they're feeling, see how they're coping. If you're still struggling, you now get given diaries. Make notes in your diaries. If that's not working, just go direct to your section commander. They're your first point of call. If you feel that's not helping, go to your platoon sergeant. That's not helping, go to your platoon commander. Go through all of them before you go, I'm going to quit. Because it is hard, but they might be able to give you coping mechanisms on how to best get through this. All I can say is take each day as it comes. It is going to be a struggle. They're not going to scream and shout at you like they used to. Yes, they may raise their voice. They're not going to swear at you. They're not going to call you different names unless someone's abusing their power. They're not going to hit you like they did when I joined. They're going to raise their voice when they're annoyed or you mess up. You may get a small correctional punishment of 10 press-ups, but not going to get massive beastings like we did when we joined. It's going to be gradual. The pressure is going to be gradual, but you are going to be fatigued and you are going to be tired. You are going to be missing home. So speak to your family and speak to your chain of command and let them know how you're feeling. Because if you don't do that, you're just going to battle your own head. And at the end of the day, you're just going to write your DOR letter and leave, and it's going to be too late and you're going to regret it. So make sure you speak to everyone in the chain of command before you even contemplate leaving. And then if you're still struggling, then you may have to, but I recommend sticking it out because you will enjoy it. Next one then, throughout the whole of training and even your army career, you're going to get thrown a hell of a lot of information, lots of orders, lots of tasks. First of all, make notes of everything. So whenever you get told to do something or section commander tells you to come here, get your notebook and pen out. It should be in your top left pocket or your map pocket in your left trouser. Get your notebook and pen out. Right, I'm ready to go. When he gives you something or she gives you something, make a note of it. Right, this is what I've got to do. These are the timings I've got to stick to. This is where I've got to be at this, wherever it is. Make a note of it. Next top tip. If you do not understand everything or you only understand it 99%, ask questions. So many people are afraid to ask questions and they shouldn't be. So if you are afraid, build up the confidence and get used to asking questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question to say. There most probably is sometimes, but just ask it. Because what's worse, you not asking your question and you're afraid, and then you totally get it wrong and mess up, or you ask that question to confirm and then you end up getting it right. What's more scary? I guarantee you, getting it completely wrong and fucking up is a lot worse than just asking that question. I don't understand this. Same when you're in your lessons. When you're in your lessons, make sure you make notes. What they've said doesn't make sense, wait for a correct time to ask a question. If there is no correct time during the lesson, just wait till the end of the lesson and then ask the question. Next top tip to get through training to make life easier is every night practice what you've learned that day. Go over all your notes. Make sure you complete your best book. Now, back in the day, we got an A4 lever arch folder and you had to rewrite everything on a bit of A4 paper and put it into the correct section. Now you get given a best book. It's an actual book ready to go. It's got all the information you need. All it might be is missing like information on certain tasks. So it'll say something about weapon handling, read out a paragraph, what's the rapid rate of fire, but it'll miss a little bit, so you have to fill that in. It might have a picture of the SA80 and you'll have to obviously write in the different named parts. Make sure you do that every night for that day's lessons, because the best book will be in order for the entire training. So as you go along, you can complete it, and then what that helps is that information re-digests that evening, so when you sleep there's more chance of you remembering it. Okay, so remember to talk to people, remember to make notes on everything, remember to ask questions, and remember to reread and rewrite your notes out and read your best books. Physical training then, just give it 100%. Make sure you prepare before you turn up to training. Yes, you may have passed the assessment centre, but that's the bare minimum standards. You have met the bare minimum of what it takes just to enter training. Remember, that's entry. You've got to then go up and meet the requirements to then pass out of training. The entry requirements are not the same as the exit requirements. So make sure you try and turn up above the entry requirements if you can. If you can't, make sure you pay attention on the physical training sessions. You give 100%. And then when you go away, make sure you refuel, so get good food in you, okay? Rehydrate and recover. So stretch off in the evening, get plenty of sleep. Some of the sessions are going to be really hard, and some of you may not be used to training as regularly as you will be in training. So you might not be used to doing as much physical activity or as an intense physical activity that you're going to be doing in training. So refueling is going to give all your body the nutrients you need. So make sure you get plenty of protein in, plenty of carbohydrates, plenty of fats, right, and plenty of water. Try and stay away from the juice, the energy drinks, okay? Have the odd coffee or tea, but the main thing you want to be drinking is water. Food wise, when you go for the options, go for your chicken, your turkey, your beef, okay? Fill your plate up with plenty of that first, then plenty of veg, then loads of potatoes, rice or pasta, and then the pudding last if you want it, okay? The pudding's going to taste nice, it's going to be calorie dense, but the main bulk of the nutrients are going to be in your main meal, so that's what you want to go for first. So make sure you get plenty of that. Water is just going to hydrate you, but don't drink too much water that you flush out your system. So aim for around 3 to 4 litres a day, maybe a little bit more. But then what you want to do is make sure you put plenty of salt, plenty of pepper on your food as well. When it comes to the evening, the odd sweet here and there, the odd chocolate bar is going to be good, but maybe get yourself some nuts, get some salads from the shop if you want to, get some beef jerky, right? Get the good stuff. Plenty of protein again, plenty of carbohydrates, not just sugars, okay? Sugars are good at times, but they're not going to be all in that good. If you're going on a long tab, make sure you've got plenty of water. Your section commanders will be checking this. And then if you can, put some sweets in your pockets. They're not for when you first start, they're for when you're about 3/4 of the way through, you're struggling for energy, just pop a couple of sweets in your mouth, give you that self quick bit of energy burst, okay? It's really going to help. And if you're not understanding a movement, so you're struggling with press-ups, pull-ups, any sort of strength movements now, because they do a lot of strength training, which is good. No longer is it just running, tabbing and circuits. You're going to do back squats, you're going to do overhead presses. They might teach you some cleans. If you're really struggling with a movement, speak to the PTI as well and say, look, I'm really struggling with the techniques of this movement. I'm feeling like twinges in my body. Can you help me a little bit more? Also, they might give you tips on how you can improve your press-ups and pull-ups. So in an evening in your room, you can do push-ups. You may, after a little bit of time, you're allowed to leave the block. You can go to sort of the track, say in Purbright or the pull-up bar, and you can go and use these bits of equipment and do extra reps in the evening to get yourself better at them, get yourself stronger, to make you a more better, stronger, more conditioned tactical athlete. Ranges then, when it comes to shooting, this gets a lot of people. First of all, you're going to do weapon handling. So you're going to go through skill at arms. You're then going to pass your weapon handling test. You have to pass that before you can get on the ranges. You're then going to go on ranges. That first initial day, for some people, it's really exciting. For some people, it's scary. More than likely, pretty much all of you, majority of you, would have never fired a weapon before, especially with live ammunition or anything of like a 5.56 caliber. Have fun with it, okay? It's not going to hurt you, but really pay attention to what they taught you in the skill at arms lessons, okay? The marksmanship principles actually work, and they're not there just to teach you another thing or throw information at you, okay? On an evening, really have a look through the marksmanship principles, okay? Pay attention to them and practice them, because they really, really do work. If you do all 4 of them in the correct order, I promise you, you will hit the target, okay? So first of all, before you get up onto the range, okay, just calm yourself down. Control your breathing. Then you're going to get up. You're going to get into the prone position first. It's the first position you're going to shoot from. The position hold must be firm enough to support the weapon, okay? So you want a nice, strong, firm hold of the weapon, but you don't want to tense. You don't want to really hold it too tightly. It just needs to be firm enough to support the weapon, okay? The weapon must point naturally at the target without any undue physical effort, okay? Don't force the weapon at the target. Align the weapon at the target, align your body behind the weapon, all in line with the target. The sight alignment and sight picture must be correct. Eye, sight, foresight, target, back to the foresight. The shot must be released and followed through without any disturbance to the position, okay? So that's your trigger action. Don't fire the shot and then just because you see the muzzle move the muzzle back, okay? Hold the trigger, engage, 1, 2, release the trigger and let the weapon then set back into its correct position. And then there is a fifth marksmanship principle, something like the shooter must be willing to engage the target, okay? So they're the main 4 ones, and then the 5th one is you must be willing and wanting to hit the target and learn and be willing to learn, okay? So make sure you listen to the marksmanship principles, listen to what the section commanders say. Don't get overexcited, don't get scared, okay? Range days are brilliant days. You get to go out for the day and get paid to shoot. It's absolutely amazing, okay? It's not that scary. But my biggest tip is actually listen and pay attention to the marksmanship principles. If you do that, range days will be easy. You'll pass your shooting assessments with flying colours and you'll have no issues at all, okay? British Army training isn't actually that hard. Yes, you're fatigued. Yes, it's a lot of information that you're not used to. If you pay attention, you make notes, you ask questions, you read over your notes, you listen to what people are telling you, you're going to have no issues at all on getting through basic training. It's really not that hard, okay? If you take away just those few tips, you'll absolutely smash training and you pass with flying colours, okay? And most of all, out of all of it, is make friends, become a family, and just enjoy it, and always smile through. Just smile through everything, have a laugh, but be serious, don't be jokey, don't mess around. But if you enjoy the process, you're going to have an absolute amazing career. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it sort of informative and helpful. If you have, please comment below with what you think of the video, whether you're going through training, you're looking to join the army. I'm always interested to hear. But thanks for watching. Head over to Combat Ready HQ to check out some of our merch and our coffee, and I'll see you soon.